Hey everybody, it's Anna Purnell, and I'm going to take you out. I am not in a bad way, but in a sweet way, in a loving way. I'm from Madison, Wisconsin. I'm part of Forward Marching Band, and oh, what a honk it has been. And you know what? There's a couple of things I have to tell you. First of all, if you've been having just a jamming time, a great time, and you love honk, please be sure to donate. There'll be links up. There's a screen up right now telling you where to donate, but also you can get swag, because you know what? Swag is what we're here for. Beautiful. You should go check it out at honkunited.org/merch. It's beautiful. I ordered many. Merry Christmas, friends, because that's what you're getting. So I am really excited and really humbled to introduce a fantastic video from Whadjuk. That is Honk Oz, like in Australia. This is part of the honk located in Perth. But what's amazing is that the Junkadelic brass band got together with Indigenous peoples to give them a voice. And it's pretty extraordinary what they've done. And I think you'll really enjoy it. And I have to promote just a little bit, our Honk Oz friends, Carrie and Greg are going to be taking us out to the end of this live streaming part of honk. It has been amazing. And all I can say is I can't wait to hug every single one of you next year. God willing, we'll see you there and love you.
Season of birth, vibrant of colour, the flowing of water, when the young are alive, the burst of the wildflowers, after the dormant winter, incubation comes the birth. We call this birth
Purples, red, yellows, and blues. It's lush and every hue. Colors that rise from the earth.
Wildflower waterfall.
A cascade of colors from hills to coasts.
Traffic now rainbow river. Rising. Snakes and lizards emerge. Sun is blazing. Kamberang, bring the heat in. Ooh. Vacation, blossom. Sweet nectar for the bird. Hear them calling. Kamberang, bring the heat in. Yes.
Purples, red, yellows, and blues. It's lush and every hue. Colors that rise from the earth.
Wildflower waterfall.
A cascade of colors from hills to coasts.
Traffic now rainbow river. Kamberang.
Change is coming, makes you think and you wonder. The sight of flowers is a hint to the summer. We'll reach and discover surroundings are now filled with color. Your land heartbeat now builds with a drummer that's vibrant. You can sit and wonder in silence. Forget about the misery, hurt, pain, and violence. The wind whistles through the trees like the song of a siren. You sit back, relax, and just admire it. Bring the heat and the breeze of the sea. With these you will grow from a seed to a tree. The sun will glow, feel the beat of the heat. But you will know you're as free as can be. Yeah.
Warm wind, blowing, rising. The scent of walnut snakes and lizards emerge. Something's changing. Kamberang, bring the gleam. Yeah. The necklace of cherries, rising. Jarred flowers for your hair, for the bird. New life is coming. Kamberang, bring the heat. Yes.
Purples, red, yellows, and blues. It's lush and every hue. Colors that rise from the earth.
Wildflower waterfall.
A cascade of colors from hills to coasts.
Traffic now rainbow river. Kamberang.
Kaya wanji. Ngada jep jenang nanak. Nanak jenengan wajak boja ngala mut boja. Kopadak boja. Maman jenang ngala wangin nanak kaya wa. Berwan. Nanak wotko, nanak kalak, nanak boja, nanak mut. Maman jenang nanak. Ngala kolomot, nanak kolomot jenengan ngala yai kaya wa. Hello, welcome. This is the Whadjuk section of the Noongar language group in the southwest of Western Australia. We bid you welcome. We ask the good spirit and our ancestors to watch over us as we converse with you during this occasion. And when it's completed, may the good spirit keep us all safe, and those of us who are travelling take us safely back to our homes, to our country, to our people. Maman Djilba, may the good spirit keep you safe.
Thank you, Richard. So I would like to say thank you to the Honk United group for inviting us to be a part of this project. Junkadelic Brass Band, we could easily be considered Perth's premier street brass band, I'd say. So I think it's fitting that we represent WA in the Honk world. And we've been a part of Honk since 2015 when we were a part of the original Honk Oz Festival, and we've been there every year since. And that's in Wollongong, and we shout outs to those guys over there. We love you so much. And we also, in 2015, we actually travelled to Seattle, and we were part of Honk West and met some amazing people over there, and we toured with them down to San Francisco, and that was really the highlight of Junkadelic's almost 2-decade life. So thank you for that experience. We also hosted our own Honk festival for a couple of years, and we called it Wah Honk. And shout outs to Marchette in Texas for coining that phrase. When we were asked to be a part of this this show, we thought, well, our best performances to represent WA is the project that we're doing with Dr. Richard Walley and these amazing singers, which is the 6 seasons of WA, the traditional Indigenous 6 seasons. And so we're going to perform. Well, we've just performed Kamberang for you, which is the season we're in right now, and we're going to do another one at the end. And I'll just invite Dr. Richard Walley again to talk a bit about what the 6 seasons are.
The 6 seasons is more than just a calendar. It's our connect holistically to nature. It gives us these guidelines of how we operate, who we are, and what our responsibilities are. It gives us this process of knowing if you're going to start something, there's a place you get towards the end, but the end is not the end. The end is also a start of something else. So in the conventional seasons, you got summer, winter, autumn, spring. You got 4 seasons. But if you look at going from winter to spring, you're going from something that's quite dormant to something that's lively and vibrant. There's no incubation season in between in those 4, but in ours we do have. So you have that fertility, which is the winter, the incubation. Then you have the birth, which is the spring. And then the other end, when you get the summer, you have this early summer, which is quite warm and it's quite nice. But the heat wave part is the second part of the summer. So the difference between Birok and Bunuru is the heat wave. And that heat wave can be anything between 2 or 3 days to 2 or 3 weeks. So the seasons are not measured in equal parts. It's measured in nature's speaking to us and telling us when it's changing. And that's why we have 6 instead of 4 seasons.
Amazing. I'll introduce Tani Walker. Tani actually co-wrote the song Kambarang. So can you tell us a bit about how that came about?
Well, first off, writing the 6 seasons with Dr. Richard, Uncle Richard, was such a privilege to be asked to do that anyway and be immersed and learn more about the country that I've grown up on, Noongar Boodja here. But Kamberang, the process of that was sitting down with Uncle Richard and Olman Walley, and listening to their stories about the season and how it changes. Essentially, you were saying the spring, but with Kamberang, it's like explosion. We have such a barren sort of country here, and then it's just all dry. And then when Kamberang happens, it's literally just like an overnight thing. You have these descriptions of these hills that are just purple and blue, covered in wildflowers, and all of the animals come out of this dormant stage, and you have all of the snakes and lizards coming out, and it's just a different change. So there's not only the flowers coming, from my understanding, it was also the temperature. So there's this sort of energy in the air, and the heat's coming through as well. And you've just come out of Djilba, which was this hibernation stage, and the fertility season. So Kamberang is like, for me, when I was writing it, was trying to capture the essence of this new life and abundance of change, and very much a sort of, like you were saying, it's a full circle after we've had these other seasons. And
I'd like to introduce Natasha Eldridge and Joel Davis, two of my favourite singers in the world. They're just amazing. They make my body tingle when I hear them sing. We're so excited to have you guys, both Noongar, representing the Noongar Nation, but amazing singers as part of this project. Can you tell us a bit about your involvement?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you for that beautiful welcome to country, Uncle Richard. That was really lovely. Just love hearing my natural native tongue spoken in such beautiful poetic words. So I feel really honoured and privileged to be a part of this. I think it's so important to pass on to the next generation that's coming up all of this wisdom and knowledge about our 6 seasons. And when I'm singing Kamberang, I feel like I'm a part of spring and out in the outdoors and watching the blossoms and smelling the wannel in the air, and it's just beautiful, you know. And to be able to teach our next generation coming through to hear about this and pass it on to the next generation and the next, and so on and so forth. So thank you for the honour and the privilege of being amongst these wonderfully talented people. Thank you.
And for myself, it's been an honour and a privilege to be a part of this project. It's definitely something that I'm very proud of, and it's been one of my favourite projects I've been a part of. And I think since I've joined, I've also started to see like a ripple effect of there being an acknowledgement of the 6 seasons throughout the community, which has been really lovely. And it seems like it's really starting to get to be identified and celebrated, and I guess it's just lovely to be a part of in that sense.
I want to introduce our newest member to the group, Flewnt, who brings a bit more of an edge to our performance, and particularly in Bunuru. So tell us about your involvement.
Yeah, I guess I've always been a fan of everyone here, and once I understood what was happening and how the 6 seasons were being told, and it was being told by our people, and then being offered to be a part of that, that's something that I was drawn to straight away. I've always been an advocate of our stories being told our way and through our lens, and not that of what's usually told. So I guess I got excited about that, and that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to tell our story the way that I believe it should be told, and the way that we all understand it to be. And particularly, I think that there's a lot of things that society can learn from our culture and the way that we looked after and preserved the land. I think it actually reflects a lot on the disasters that are happening around us right now. And I think any way that we can get that message out through a musical form, I think that it becomes a much bigger voice, a much more heard voice. And that's what's so important, that if we can use every advantage that we have to be able to tell our truths as Aboriginal cultural people and what we see to be right, then I think that's a very important thing.
In our culture, over 60% of our population are youth. And we need the youth instruments, processes to communicate with our people. And our culture is adopted and adapted to every genre of music that's come into this country, from classical to country, western to blues to rock and roll, jazz, you name whatever comes in this country, our people have adapted and adopted. And what these young people are doing here is not only taking the genres, but bringing the cultural slant to it, so that you're putting a message out, but it's done in respect to this. We're not afraid of addressing that, whether it's social justice, whether it's community, whether these issues, they all intertwine with who we are, where we are, and what our responsibilities are.
Fantastic. I think we'll go to the song. Thank you so much for inviting us to be a part of Honk United.
Bunuru. The second summer. Hottest time of the year. When things slow down. Campfires. Clear nights. The telling of stories. The linking of past to the present. Bunuru.
Bunuru cooling a cooling night. 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 Colors change as the temperature rise. Relentless heat pouring down from all sides. Thunder rolls with no rain clouds inside. Oh God, don't want you please
Yeah.
come and
Joy,
release.
the heat sinks deep into the skin, revitalizing life, feeding the melanin. Weather change sparks curiosities to see. Flow with the seasons, except what it brings. Families gather, information exchange. Where the catch the best piney, follow the waterways. Was with us all the days we could trust in the land. But now it seems our heads are stuck in the sand. The heat's more intense than it's ever been. That's evidence we killing the land. Evident, the more we pollute and the more we produce will lead to our destruction. The more we will lose. Pursue the ancestors, trace their steps. Know there's knowledge in the land. Embrace what's next. The only way we ever gonna stay alive is protect the land the best we can. That's right.
Set us free.
Yeah, yeah.
Let the showers sleep past the sun.
That's it. That's it.
Stop this raging fire. Colors change as the temperature rises. Relentlessly pouring down from all sides. Thunder rolls with no rain clouds inside. So God, don't
said it's getting real hot in here, yeah. We feel it hitting up, we feel it hitting up. You feel it hitting up, you feel it hitting up. We can feel it, they can feel it. We can feel it, they can feel it. Yeah, the world's gonna heat up.